Hey guys, this is Gil with MyFinFinder, MyFinFinder.com. I hope y'all are having an absolutely great day. We're out here on the water, and as you can tell, it is gorgeous. We're getting ready to do a bit of wade fishing. I know we're going to tear it up. You know, I've got a couple fishing guide buddies that I talk to kind of about what it's like to be a fishing guide. And some of the things they've told me is there are really two types of people. There's the person who shows up and they're loaded down and they've got every piece of gear that you could possibly have to go wade fishing and then some. Some stuff you can't even use to go wade fishing they're bringing along. Then there's that person who shows up and they're the minimalist. What I thought I'd do today before we go and hit the water is I thought I'd walk you through what it is that I use so you could have a basis for determining how you're going to be successful on the water and going wade fishing. So let's get into it. But before we do, if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you check out MyFinFinder, MyFinFinder.com. You can see our app in the Apple Store as well as on Google Play. So let's get to it. Okay guys, I think really the very first place to start is down on your feet. One of the most important things when you're going out wade fishing is making sure your feet are protected. And there are really two types of boots that you can use. I used to use these are by Foreverlast. These are really good entry-level type boots. They're very comfortable. You can use them in pretty much mud or hard sand or oyster shell, and they hold up really well. One thing about them is they do have a little bit of protection here, but don't get a false sense of security, because this right here will not necessarily protect you from a stingray barb. So just make sure you're careful wearing those. But these are very, very comfortable, good boots. The boots I'm wearing right now are these boots right here by Sim. It's amazing. These boots look like they're heavy. They are amazingly light. They work very well. Give you tons of support. The reason why I like them is I got a ton of support here in the ankles, and I really like these boots, and this is what I'm using right now. Now, when I very first started wade fishing, I just would go barefooted and put my feet in the boots and take off. At the end of the day, my feet would kind of start hurting. And what I started to wear is neoprene booties like these right here for Everlast. They make these are good. I wear a lot of those. I also have some of the Sims. They're all comfortable, but I think it does make a lot of sense to wear a bootie. It's going to give you a little bit of added comfort, a little bit of added cushioning as you're walking. You're spending the whole day out wading. Now, when you're out on the water and wading and you can't necessarily see the bottoms, you can tend to get a little bit too secure in that. And one of the things that's vitally important you wear every time you're out, especially wading here along the Texas coast, is make sure you wear yourself a good set of ray guards. These are essential. I make sure that I wear them every time that I go out and go wading. These right here by Foreverlast. There's a couple other brands that make them that are really, really good. I use these right here. Now, the one thing that I've noticed a lot of people don't realize is this strap in the back. This strap in the back is not to wrap around your calf. This strap is to go down underneath the sole of your boot. So when you go and you strap it on, it goes on just like this, and you wrap it around like a pair of shin guards. These are vital. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you understand is that just because you're wearing ray guards and just because you have a good set of boots on doesn't mean you shouldn't shuffle. My kids and friends who come out and wade with me who maybe aren't necessarily used to getting out and wading all the time, they get tired of me telling them, make sure you shuffle, make sure you shuffle. You have to make sure that the balls of your feet never come off the ground. Shuffle as you go through the water. Believe me, it may take you a little bit longer to get from point A to point B, but it is definitely worth it not getting hit by a stingray. After you have your boots on, the next thing is to talk about what goes around your waist, your belt. That belt serves a couple different purposes. One purpose is to just kind of help you carry all your gear, kind of give you a place for storage and moving through the water. The other is back support. There are a couple different kinds. This one right here is one of my daughters. And it comes with a pocket to go in the back. Now, I'm not a big fan of this. You can put a tackle box inside there. The reason why I'm not a big fan is because if you have this wrapped around and this is on my back, then I have to reach back all the way back here, un-Velcro, pull out my tackle box, hold my tackle box, open it up, get my stuff out, close my tackle box, go back in there. And then I have to make sure it's sealed. I've lost more than one tackle box using one of these wade belts right here. Now, this Fishing Hunts of Walking Wade is a good entry-level wade belt. One thing that's nice about it is it doesn't have a bunch of pieces that are going to break off, and it velcros. But these right here, this is a type of wade belt. The type of wade belt that I actually prefer are these right here, and this one happens to be by Hookset. Very good quality, goes around you, comes with the place to hold your gear. On there, I always make sure I have a couple different pockets, a couple different places to store some things. So one place is make sure that I have my pliers. A nice set of pliers that can help you cut if you're fishing with braid. Make sure it can cut with braid. Help you get that hook out of a fish if it's down deep. That way you don't end up killing it by just yanking it out. Then I also, these are a mini pair of boga grips, but if you're out fishing for redfish, sometimes it's a lot easier to get a hold of that fish, get the hook out, get it on the stringer, get it in your bag or whatever you're using, and using a set of boga grips. These right here just go and clip on. Make sure if you're using a boga or pliers, make sure that they're all connected, or at least have a floaty on it. I was waiting in Rockport one time, got out, thought I hooked my boga grip back up onto my belt. I didn't. I let it go. Spent 15 minutes searching for it on the bottom. Ended up losing a really nice set of boga grips. So just make sure that you do that. These belts right here are really great. Have a bunch of pockets or a bunch of places to hook up in the back. Then you have to make sure you have a really good net, right? You want to have a net that's big enough that can hold a big redfish if you end up hooking up on a big redfish or a big black drum or even that trophy trout. These nets right here, really, really good. Hook up on there, have a little floating device, and that works perfect. And now, after you've caught your fish, what are you going to do with it? Well, a lot of people will use a stringer. Now, some of these weight belts come with their own stringer, which is kind of a rope. In my opinion, those are very difficult to get the fish on. They make them so that they're way too long, but you absolutely want to make sure that you have something to carry and hold your fish. This right here is a really nice one. It's got, this one right here is by Hookset also. Very easy to get the fish on and off. Hook the fish up, connect it into my belt right here, right next to my pliers, and it's good to go. The thing is you don't want to tie your stringer onto your belt. A shark gets hooked up, you want to be able to release and get that out of there really, really quick. Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had that happen, but I like it easy to get my stringer on and off, especially if I've got a fish. Easy to get hooked up. These are really nice stringers. Really goes really well with the belt. Now, if you don't want to use a belt, one thing that I've started using are these big bags right here. This one happens to be by Forever Last. There's a couple other people that make them. These right here, I love it because let's say I've got a 15-inch trout and it's my 4th trout, and I go and I hook up on a 16, and then I go and I hook up on a 23. It'll keep the fish alive. The fish live inside of this. They stay alive, they stay healthy, they stay in good shape, and I can then, as I'm catching fish and I get a fish that's over my limit, I can then call, put my other fish in, put the fish inside there, and it keeps them alive. And these bags right here do awesome. They also serve another purpose. When you're moving from spot to spot, you can fit all your gear inside here. So before I get out of the water, I take my fish out of the bag, I put my weight belt inside of here, and I jump in throw it in the boat, hook it up, and we're ready to go. It's a lot easier. I don't have to worry about stuff being spread out all over the deck. Makes life real easy for me to go. Now, as you're going through, one thing that's important is carrying a tackle box. There are people who will just grab their bag of lures and go and stick it in a pocket. But if you're like me, I don't wear shirts that have pockets a lot of the time. So I'm not going to be able to put it in my short pocket because it's just going to float out, right? One of the things, and Hookset makes this, and by the way, I'm not sponsored. I just purchased this stuff. None of the stuff, Hookset didn't give me any of it, and they're not paying me to do it. They just happen to be a brand that's pretty popular down here. I use these Hookset. You can use this Hookset tackle box. These are great because they just go around your neck. You put it behind your back. You're good to go. You catch a fish. You pull it around. Open it up. Boom. There's all your tackle. Boom, boom, boom. Grab your new lure, your replacement lure. Replace the top water, whatever you have. These right here work really, really good. The key about them is making sure they have holes so that they drain, and you have to make sure that you rinse them out. Now, you don't have to load these up with too much stuff. You don't have to carry 15 top waters and 27 jig heads. You can actually be a minimalist inside of this and carry more than enough gear with you. The key is that if you're carrying too much gear, it starts to get heavy. As you end up waiting and going through, it ends up, as the day gets longer, stuff ends up getting to be a pain. I like to be a minimalist. Now, trying to save money, one of the things that I did is I just went and purchased this real simple plain old tackle box that has the holes already in it. They make it so you can punch a hole in the top. Then I just got some parachute cord and I just made my own. Now, I've got a buddy of mine, and this is really a great secret. I've tried to get some of this cord. I haven't had a chance to get it just yet. Instead of using parachute cord, what he used is the same type of cord that you use on a bungee. He makes it a little bit longer. He puts a his monofilament or his leader material on there, ties it in, goes, puts it on, and that way when he comes around and pulls it around, he can actually pull his box out. It makes it very, very nice. It keeps it in, keeps it tight, keeps it in clean. But like I said, in these boxes right here, you can carry a couple different colors, but you don't need to carry 200 jig heads. This right here is one of the Naughty Hooker jig heads, these are the ones that I really like, because I haven't lost many fish on these and I haven't had line break off. But you don't need to carry a whole bunch, because if you go, you rinse them, you don't want your hooks to get all rusty. You don't need to carry 200. I carry about 3 or 4 different colors, and then over time they've just kind of accumulated. Also, I make sure I have plenty of space when my lures, like a lure's been destroyed, I can put it in here and I don't have to worry about polluting and trashing up our shoreline, because that plastic's not going to disintegrate anytime soon. And so as you go through, these tackle boxes are great. Now, I talked about having something to cut your material, right? Cut your leader line, cut your line like on your pliers. One thing that I've also started to do is wear this lanyard, comes with, I set it up, I put one of these, they're called boomerang tools right here. These are braid cutters right here, and it makes it real easy. Have it on, pull it off, click, 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 boom, it's done, let it go. I wear this around my neck all the time. These right here work really, really great. Now, these are essential in my mind anytime you're fishing and you're out there. As we go along, then I've got my fishing pole. What I'm using right now is the Waterloo HP Light. This is the 6.7 light rod, and I'm using the Shimano Aldebaran reel. Got my braid on it. This right here weighs next to nothing. I can cast it for 200 miles, and it is absolutely fantastic. I love these Waterloo rods. I love the way it goes. Now, the lure that I'm using, or the bait I'm using right now, is actually my favorite bait, and I've been using this for about a year, and 9 times out of 10 this is the only bait you're going to see me fish with. I'm just simply using the shad right here by Bass Assassin. They're also Saltwater Assassin, and this color right here is magical. It's just nothing more than a paddle tail, magical, and the name of it is Magic Grass. This Magic Grass, the reason why I like it is you can fish it in dark water, you can fish it in light water because of the color, you can fish it in mud, you can fish it in everything. I've caught fish in every kind of water using this right here. The sparkle, they're just awesome. It's an awesome color, and we'll do a challenge here this summer on using different colors, but I have my money's on Magic Grass. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Leave us a comment. If there's anything you'd like to see us do, leave us a comment too. And before we go, make sure you check out MyFinFinder in the App Store or on Google Play, or check out MyFinFinder.com. It is the ultimate fishing app. It is a way that you can log where you're catching fish so that you know where to go catch fish, and your friends do the same, and you only share with the people who you allow to see. And it makes every trip like a guided trip. It's a great tool. We also have lots of fishing guides that you can start to subscribe to, and it's a great tool that you can use when you get out on the water. We'll see you next time. Tight lines.